Whoa, back at it again. So topic of the night. This is a little controversial one, but this is definitely a topic we need to quit dancing around. Let's cut straight into it. So without that, let's do it. So topic this night, you can take this in different variations. What I say, and we're gonna talk about why I say this. And a lot of people say this. The times we live in with this 304 culture and all this other stuff going on, which is destroying communities and everything there. Um, Stop dating single moms. Now, when I say that, I don't mean single moms don't deserve to be nobody or nothing like that. No, that is not what I'm saying. The whole purpose of me saying, for multiple reasons, what we're going to talk to tonight, so I'm going to depth with this. I don't got nothing to do. I ain't going out tonight. I don't got to work tomorrow. I'm here trying to sit in about an hour. So just get tired of this. But anywho, don't date single moms. And the reason why I say that is because I think if guys stop doing that, if you go back, like make it like it was 30, 40 years ago, relationships would be better. As a community, we'll be doing so much better. Well, like you got social media influence and stuff, this 304 culture, all this, I need to be independent. You got girls that want to be men. All this shit is just it's going haywire. So I got a couple reaction videos too for you to check out. Yeah, we're gonna get into some stuff tonight. You want to get on the show in a minute? I'm gonna drop the link on my Facebook page, and then it'll probably show up in the comments. It's a link you want to join in live. I asked if you have adequate lighting and decent Wi-Fi or a good signal, so your video won't freeze and stuff. But sometimes mine's crash too, and it is what it is. When you're dealing with technology, anything can happen at a moment's notice. So now, if you really want to put in some more stuff to it, it's like, okay, hey, I know some girls have been through stuff. They might have had a kid with an asshole, but I just don't understand how you get 3 baby daddies. 1, 2, 3 baby daddies. At some point, we got to start looking at the common denominator. And at this point, look, you got 3 baby daddies, and 3 dudes got the fuck on. It's either one or two things. Either you pick bum dudes, or you ain't shit. It's one or the other. More likely, she don't want to take accountability. Then you say something, you wrong for saying it. So I think, well, no, I'm not gonna say a thing. You can't argue facts, but you can argue opinions. So the best way to stop an argument is be logical and factual. Logical and factual. That's how you stop all that bullshit from the start. Logical and factual. No need for argument at that point. You watching? You see something in the comments? Let me know if the sound bad or something else going on. Because sometimes there be some stuff I don't even know what's going on my end. It's like I'm the one person trying to control everything. I can't do everything, so I try to watch most what I can, making sure the sound good. Equipment's a little bit better. It's flickering on my end. I don't know if it's flickering on that end. See some stuff fuzzy, but I don't know. Usually these 4K videos and higher, after a while, it's like the computer fixes itself. It like that. When you first start watching, it be blurred, then it usually fuzzes all in, and clear everything on out. Change some stuff up. So I always get this people always ask me, like, when I was younger, in my 20s, used to date girls that had kids. I didn't, and that shit was just an epic fail. Now, I mean, some guys can pull it off. Possibility, it can happen, but like I said, you got to factor in possibility versus probability. Yeah, it can happen, but long term, let's say I know a lot of dudes that was stepdads. I mean, they took care of kids for like 15 years plus that wasn't even theirs, raised them for adolescence all the way up, and like kids growing up and like resented them, hated them, like they wasn't their dad. I'm like, God damn. It's like, I don't know, I don't recommend. I said, I'm not saying it can't be done. I mean, like even at my age, a girl like me probably gonna have a child or two, I mean, might just switch maybe one, and depending on the age of her kid, and then she gonna have more kids. I don't like girls get like find this offensive when I come up and I tell them something like, "Hey, look, wow, you got 3 kids by 3 dudes, or 3 kids by 2 dudes. I have no kids. I mean, why are you offended when I say, nah, you know what, I'm good. I pass on this one. That's why you ain't never gonna have nobody. They say all this stupid shit. And I tell them, I'm like, well, look, okay, do I want the 30-year-old with 3 baby daddies, argumentative, combative, and difficult? Or do I want to get the 21-year-old with no kids that ain't been through a lot of bullshit, that can have kids and stop there? Because, I feel kind of selfish taking care of 3 other nigga kids that didn't want to take care of their kids. And I don't even want to take care of my own. I think that would be kind of selfish of me. Not even try to have my own. Like, damn, I done built the house and did all this stuff. Gainfully employed, trying to make sure credit score high and don't got a lot of debt and stay the fuck out of jail and not strung out on drugs, but I'm alcoholic, but I drink. I drink. I just try to make the best version of myself. It's only so much one person can do. Only so much. 95, 97% of guys take accountability for everything they do. Shit, we even take accountability for shit that ain't even our fault. They say, oh, why you laugh at the single mom? I'm like, you picked them. What the fuck? Over and over again. You'd had at least 10 guys in your whole lifetime, if you got multiple baby daddies, that would have been a good candidate that you could have married, had kids with, lived out life, worked it, bonded together, did something. Yeah, you're going to have your gripes. I ain't saying break up with somebody the first time you get a goddamn, first time you get into an argument. No, I'm not saying that. No, I'm not saying that. That's fucking, that'd be asinine. No, I'm not saying that. Thing is, you want to get in a relationship when you're younger, so as you're working through life, you can figure out how to do shit right. You got to have a good foundation first. But most women, a guy say, hey, I run in marathons. I'm a track star. I gotta get some new shoes. I need to get better training and all this stuff. Struggle. This dude will struggle and do this for years and years and years. You will not put nothing into that into helping this guy. But soon he the first one win the 5K marathon and save a lot of money, get all these endorsements. Now you want to come up like, damn, you don't want to help do simple stuff, because women like that, they sit by the finish line and pick winners. Just think about that. So think where his mindset at. I did all this shit by myself. I had to build something. You was born with your looks. The stuff I can provide, create, build, learned how to do, had to put higher hours of blood, sweat, and tears. Can you imagine how different life would be if women just didn't get by with pretty privilege? Something to think about. Most women know, even one of the most not so attractive girls know for a fact that she get most of the stuff in her life just for breathing. Women know it's hard to be an ugly girl. Just to be show is ugly. You gotta really, even the most unattractive girl, if she wasn't argumentative, ain't have a nasty attitude, it was in shape. I ain't saying you gotta be a goddamn volleyball player or a gymnast, but I'm just saying, in line with a few points with your body mass index, something that's been proven to work for years. Guys, we are visual. Anywho, some people want to give me shit for saying it, but I tell myself, look, don't date single moms. Use them as recreation use. Now, is that 100% to the rule? No, it's not. Do I say every single mom deserves not to be dated? Hell no, I'm not saying nothing like that. But I'm saying the times we live in right now, if you a guy that had to get your shit together, you got all this going, this should be last on your list. So I'm gonna start reacting to some videos. We got a video coming up. The homeboy Kevin Samuels. Ooh yeah. Let's check this out. And it's from the homeboy Kevin Samuels, RP Kevin Samuels. Brother, what's the truth?
Yes. I cannot say what's wrong or right.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great, Kevin. How are you?
Good. What do you got for me?
So listen, this is my first time coming on. This is my third time being with you, and I really want to come on and hang with you because you remind me so much of my brothers. I'm the youngest of 7 boys.
Okay.
And you give us, the raw shit. So I was like, oh, I got to talk to you.
Okay, so what do you got for me on the topic?
So on the topic, I am
let me drop the link.
trying to. I'm trying to get some advice, some big brother advice. Okay, Kevin.
Okay.
Kevin said okay.
But
So
you gotta get to it though.
Trying to put the link
I
on.
know it.
Watching the video.
I am single mom of
Okay.
4.
There you go.
How many?
Okay.
4?
Yep, 4.
Okay.
I am seasoned, a little bit, but I'm not discouraged. Okay. And
What is the question, woman?
Long ago, the people of New Holland used their prized dragon's milk stout barrels to create the true spirit of the dragon. The smoothest bourbon ever savored. Beer barrel bourbon. Here be dragons.
Tudor Dixon would ban abortion with no exceptions for rape or
They let it
incest.
kill you with advertisements.
What's the question?
So I'm trying to figure out what I need to be focusing on and looking for in relationships.
I don't know. What outcome do you want?
I want happiness.
You want to be married?
Absolutely. I've never been
Okay,
married.
hold on. Let's just answer these questions. You're a mother of 4,
Yeah.
and how many different fathers?
4.
Holy shit! How many times have you been married?
None.
That ain't gonna work.
I've been proposed to 3 times. But
That ain't gonna work. That's not gonna work.
Yeah, I never accepted.
No.
Whoa.
No. What I'm saying is not gonna work.
Okay,
No.
so mother of 4, never married, in her 40s, and got 4 different baby daddies. So this is where we're gonna start at right there. So let's be realistic. What guy is gonna date her seriously and try to be with her long term? Less than 5% of guys will do that. Even the Pookies and Ray Rays at this point. Now, 92% of guys that have sex with her, she might get some idiot that might fuck around and find out, get her pregnant again. But we're just being realistic across the board. And if we factor in guys from other races, other religions, and ethnicity, and whatever the hell you want to factor in, wow. And this is the stuff I run across. Not exactly, but this is a guy with no kids, speak for myself. Run across girls to similar situations like this, not to this extreme, but damn near close to it. And I get to talking to them, we talk, kick it up, and they like, oh, I'm abstinent, I'm a born again virgin. I'm like, bitch, you the furthest from being a fucking virgin. Like, all that shit you talking now, I was like, no, I was like, even Kevin says, he tell him, like, look, at one point, do you believe you should be on the clearance rack? Just to keep it a stack.
Married to a woman who has 4 kids by 4 different men, who's never been married. What guy wants to follow that?
So your answer is I'm done.
As far as marriage, in all likelihood, yeah. I mean, how old are you?
44.
44, first off, man, let's take you out of it. Let's say you have a brother, right?
Right? 7 of
And
them.
your brother comes up and says, hey sis, I'm gonna marry this woman with 4 kids by 4 different men. She ain't never been married. What you gonna tell her? Yeah, man, lock that deal down.
Are you asking? Can I respond?
Yeah, what you gonna tell him? You gonna tell him to lock?
So, well, you know,
What are you gonna tell him?
of course, I'm gonna have my own personal experience in it. So, of course, I'm gonna tell him, okay, yeah, absolutely.
The rule, though.
You're gonna tell him absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you love your brother so much you would tell him to marry a woman with 4 kids by 4 different men and he never been married to either one of them. That ain't love, ma'am. That ain't love.
I mean, there's a history. I mean, it depends on the history.
That ain't love. Okay, ma'am. Listen, this is where you women go wrong.
Cheers.
Because you're too into it. Do you have any sons?
I do, 2 sons.
So 2 of your 2 sons come back and both of them say, hey, mom, I found a woman with 4 kids from 4 different men. I'm going to marry her. You're going to say, go ahead, son. Let's go ahead and plan that up.
Probably not.
Exactly.
I'll be honest, probably not.
Exactly.
Yes, absolutely.
Exactly, because the men you're talking about are somebody's sons. I mean,
it can come off harsh. I can see that, but it honest truth hurts. And he's like, "Would you want your son to be doing this?" Shit, she wanted to say no so quick, then she called herself. She was like, swallow the breath. Hold on. She's like, hell no, her son came in the house trying to date somebody like her. Hell no. But she'll say yeah because she's trying to get. She's looking for a sucker. She's looking for a sucker.
Here's the thing. If you didn't need to be married to have babies, you don't need to be married. You don't need to be married now. That's really how men think about it.
That's the truth.
Okay, so take marriage out of this.
But you want to be married now.
Because at the end of the day, I'm not one of those people that are like, I want this, that, and the third. I got my own bag. I'm an accountant. All right. I want someone that I can be, because no one deserves to die alone.
Well, I get it, ma'am. I get it. Well, how old is your youngest child?
My youngest is 11. He'll be 12.
All right, ma'am, but still, you got to understand that you're deciding to come to these things at beyond middle age.
Yeah, so the new guy can't even get baby. And you got to take care of
unless you're going to live to be 100, you are beyond middle age.
Okay, so it's done for me. I should just go and.
You want me to tell you what you want to hear, or you want me to tell you what I think? Well, then listen. You came to these decisions to where now it seems to now be a priority, because at 44 with 4 kids, you were just out here doing what you wanted to do. You said you got a bag, okay.
City girl.
But now you don't want to die alone. All right, but then here's the thing. I hear you. But there's a man out there who's going to have to attach himself to you. And what is he going to get?
A whole bunch of fucking problems.
Yes.
Okay. So when he attaches himself to me, he's going to get an awesome individual. He's going to get a down-to-earth individual, someone that has a grasp on life and what they want, okay? Someone that can provide, someone that knows how to cook, someone that knows how to take care of the household. That's what he's going to get. Somebody's going to.
Okay, all right. So let me ask you some other questions. Okay.
Okay.
How tall are you?
5'9".
Dress size?
I'm gonna slap you, Kevin.
5'9".
5'9".
5'9".
I done gained a little weight on quarantine. So I'm probably like a 14 now. So I'm 5'9", 230.
All right. 5'9", 230 pounds.
230.
4 kids. Listen. 5'9", 44 years old. 5'9", 230 pounds, size 14, with 4 children by 4 different men. And everything that you said you were going to give provide for a man is you're going to get an awesome individual who has a grasp of something or other, who knows how to clean a house and knows how to cook. Ma'am, he can get that in a 25 or 30-year-old with no
Not it's gonna sound bad. I recommend like any guy that's trying to really do something with his life, family wise, like wife's wife or probably a long term relationship, have kids with that person, live in the same house, split bills, and do all this stuff. This look not. This is the woman you do not want. This is the epitome of it. If Webster had a dictionary for it, this is the woman that say, man, fuck this shit, I'm out.
children and a dress size 6.
So what you
Listen,
saying?
ladies, this is what I'm. Listen. Do you understand what I just said? What you're bringing to the what you're bringing to the table. Okay, you're an accountant, right?
I just want you to give me advice on me. I don't
Okay. Well, I understand. I give it. Listen. I give general advice on this show because if you need specific advice, use up some of that bag and book a session. I don't just give free specialized advice out.
that's what I need to do.
So here's the thing, yeah, but in general, man, I'm speaking to you in some terms that accountants can understand. Assets and liabilities. Your assets need to outweigh your liabilities for someone to want to take that deal. And the things I've asked you about assets were very vague, but your liabilities are very real.
Wow, so that was the first video reaction or whatnot. That was the first reaction video. I don't know what to say to that. That would just have me so lost. Like I don't know if she was trolling or was she serious of that. But from personal experience, of me, myself, and other people that I know personally or just know in general, this is common now for girls to come on like that. Just like they got a severe entitlement disorder. Here's another one. Here's another one. Let's get back in.
Next month.
Okay, what do you got for me?
Well, I'm a single mom, and I think that it's okay with wanting a high value man. Like I think it's okay.
You said you think it's what?
It's okay for me to. I'm about to start dating again, and I think that that's what I would like to date, and I think it's nothing wrong with that.
Okay, were you married?
Yeah.
How long?
Oh, she was married. Okay.
4 years.
Okay. And was your husband a high value man?
He was working his way up to one, but no.
Okay. What does that mean?
He was starting businesses. He was a military man, and he was, getting off his feet. So.
All right. How many children do you have?
2.
All right. So, to the market, what you're basically saying is, hey, the man I married and had 2 children was not high value. But now I'm coming to the market, divorced, older, with 2 children, wanting a man who was financially better than the one I had 2 kids for.
Basically, what she's saying, I'm a Cadillac truck with no miles. I had nothing wrong with brand new off the dealership lot. Now I had 2 accidents, been repoed 6 times, and got 100,000 miles on it. But you know what? Now it's worth more. Guys don't want to pay for shit that some dude got for free.
Yeah. I know it sounds bad, but at the same time,
it sounds exactly like what it is. I don't fault you for wanting what you want, but the question always comes back, Faith, Why should a high value man pick you versus picking okay? Why should a high value man pick you versus picking a woman he can make his own children with?
That's true. I agree. Because when I had kids, I didn't want a man with kids also. So I agree. However, I'm just saying, I think that if I think that I could get a high value man possibly just because I have kids. It's not going to make it like, oh my gosh, she has kids. And I was going to ask you a question.
Hold on. What city? What state are you in?
Alabama.
Oh, one of the poorest states in the union. You just think you can get a high value man? Do you know any high value men?
Yes, that's what I was going to ask you. I was going to ask you a question. This guy, he's talking to me. He's a high value man, and I was just trying to figure out, like, does he really like me, or is he just like probably wanting the booty calls because he's high value? But
probably number two. I'm gonna tell you the truth. Okay, probably number two.
He has no kids, and I'm just trying to figure out, like,
he has children.
No, he doesn't have any children.
Right, ma'am. I mean, all right. So let's fast. Like really hold on. Listen. Do you have a son or a daughter? Do you have a son?
I have two boys, a 1 and a 2-year-old. Okay, so
let's fast forward 35 years. And your oldest son is an accomplished attorney making $400,000 a year. And you've had to work with your ex to put your son through, University of Alabama, through Harvard, through, junior law, all that stuff. And he comes home and says, Mama, I'm getting married to a woman, a woman with 2 kids.
She laughs because she knows what she really wanted to say. Then she thought about it, like, oh, that's somebody like me. I got a homegirl like that. I might got a sister like that. I might got a cousin like that. Trouble in Little Tokyo.
You gonna say, all right, son, I worked all my life for you to go do that.
I wouldn't,
yes, let's go.
I wouldn't be happy at first. However, if she was
see, now stop right there. Stop right there. Why wouldn't you be happy at first?
Because I'll be like, you can start your own family. However, if that's what you want,
let's not go down to however. Let's keep on that path. You can start your own family because
that'd be the right thing to do. That's what
Not the right thing, the better thing, because you didn't raise your son and go through all that for him to take over some other person's bills.
That part.
Yeah, that's true.
Welcome to you.
All right.
I'm sorry, man, but that's the truth. Are your children an asset?
I see what you're saying, but it's
but you still keep the but. Are your children? Listen. Are your children an asset to another man?
They can be.
I didn't ask if they can. How can they be?
Some guys just want to be stepdaddy.
No. Tell me how they can be an asset.
Can't tell you nothing right now. Can't think of anything.
Just don't want to.
So you got me. You're right.
Bottom line, man, you married a military guy. Why are y'all divorcing?
He was cheating, and we can't work it out because he's a narcissist. So
okay, narcissist has he had a clinical designation of narcissist, or are you just saying that?
Clinical medication, something's going on.
Narcissists lack empathy. Okay, so a narcissist is narcissist. He's been around children, so he has no. Okay, all right. I'm gonna say this, ma'am. This whole high value thing has a lot of you ladies in a bad position. Ma'am, you're in Alabama. You're a divorcee with 2 kids, and you want one. Do you care if he's black? The man is black.
I would prefer him to be black. Yes.
And that means you want 8% of black men. 8%. 8% of black men earn over $100,000, and they don't really tend to live in Alabama. That's 8%, regardless as to the age. 8%, regardless as to their current marital status, 8%, regardless as to sexual orientation. And you
So that's not funny, but when you compare it to most women, she at the bottom of the list. Because the ideal woman that be in her 20s, no kids, not argumentative, not combative, not difficult, not a lesbian, not bi, heterosexual, fit, and friendly. That'd be the ideal. Now, some dudes might say, "Oh, she gotta have this size about breasts." I mean, a handful. Most guys agree. Flat stomach girl with a handful of breasts, some booty. Don't got, I mean, I'm just being realistic. You know, this the average. What used to be the average woman, but she want now this woman at some point that is described was like the most popular woman. This was like 95% of women at that time. Right now, she looking for the top 5% of men, and the guys that had to get up there, they would no, they might have sex with her. Some will. I mean, let me say that. You know, depending on how she look. I haven't seen what she like physical, but she want the top 5% of men. Like, yeah, you fucking tripping. She is fucking tripping.
you didn't make babies with an 8% man. You made babies with a guy in the middle. Please
True.
explain to me why you want a guy who's so high up now.
I
That's
feel
what I really
that
want to
it's nothing-
understand.
Bring lesson. What
I
more?
feel there's nothing wrong with wanting a stepdaddy with high value. Like, it's okay for me wanting my kids to go to private school.
Oh, what
like-
did she say? Hold on. She said she want. I've been drinking. Hold on. She just said she want the stepdaddy to pay for the private schools.
Really?
If that makes, yeah,
No,
I
well,
think
tell me
that-
why. Tell me why it's okay.
Because if I find a guy and he's high value and he's okay with, I just don't see how it's like, oh, she got kids. Oh, I understand it is like more options out there, but just like, it's possible.
Really? So you don't see any problem, you don't see any issue with wanting your kids to go to private school that you cannot afford to pay for and your husband can't afford to pay for.
No, like,
Hey, it's not wrong with wanting your kids to go to private school. That's not the issue at all. You want your kids to go better schools. Actually, I salute you for that, ma'am. I don't know who she is. Some woman out in cyberspace. Okay, that's cool. But expecting some guy you ain't got kids with to do it, bitch, you out of pocket.
if that's what, I'm about to start
I'm
dating again, and that's what
I'm gonna tell you, and I'm gonna
for.
tell you this. That's one of the issues in our community, that a woman like yourself could honestly come up and say, I don't see any problem getting somebody who had nothing to do with this to pay for the bill. That's that welfare state mentality.
No,
That's
it's not.
Listen,
I think
listen. I'm not insulting you, man, but listen. You can't afford it. Your husband can't afford it. That means you don't get it. The only way you could get your kids in private school is to find somebody else who's willing to put your kids in private school. You want your kids in private school? Get a nanny, get a tutor, work with them to get them a scholarship. That's what you're supposed to do. Go get a second job. Go. Don't go get your hair
and
done.
that's another thing. Like, I'm a stay-at-home mom, and I'm
okay. Ma'am, in this life, we get what we work, what we earn and work. You want somebody else to pay your bills. That is unfair. It is selfish.
How?
Because you don't have the money. And you said, but you can't afford to put your kid. Oh, Jesus.
Comes from money.
Okay, let me go ahead and grab this mute button. Because you said if somebody wants to come along and put your kids in private school, but you can't afford to put your kids in private school.
That's what you said. I didn't say that I can't afford.
You just implied that. Because if you could did it, you already done it. You not we wait for Mr. John Doe, whoever else, him to the trick, simp, sucker, bitch, sucker dude to come do it. No, super simp. That's what she looking for. Super simp.
But you said if somebody wants to come along and put your kids in private school, by implication, meaning they're going to be paying for it, not you. I'm not trying to play semantics.
That's true.
Games.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is yes, they'll be paying for it if they're my husband.
No, they're not your husband. They'll be your step.
If they were.
All right. So in other words, guys, pay attention. These are the women you need to pay attention to. These are the women that really don't care about you. Because you said it, ma'am, if it were your sons, you would want him to go start his own family. But you're so.
See, I don't like how you.
But I don't care, ma'am. The words came out the way you said. If they were your sons, you would want them to start their own families.
Yes.
But for you.
But I also said if they do want to be stepdaddy, they can be. So
that's not the point. Cool. I didn't ask. No, again.
Sure.
Why is she acting like she doing somebody a favor, letting them play stepdaddy? That's what she was talking to me. Guy don't got no kids, average, a little bit above average, but let's say I could settle for average across the board. No kids, heterosexual, marriage minded. Okay, that. You act like you doing me a favor, let me come take half of your bills and play stepdaddy and get into arguments and do all this bullshit with a straight fucking financial suicide for me. This shit.
Again, pay attention to what's going on here. It's because of her. It's not because it's what's right.
No,
it's not because of what's right or what's best.
No, you're trying to flip it.
I'm not flipping shit. I'm saying exactly what you're saying. It's not because of what's right or what's best. It's because of it's you. That's what it is. It's because of it's her. Think about what she's saying. I would want my sons to get the best possible, but I want you
that's how she really feels
to pay for it. And that's fine, but what is he gonna get for that? Me?
A boo-boo the fool award.
And this is the mentality that guys are listening to, ladies, and saying, do y'all give a damn about it? Talk about narcissist? Did that woman sound like she cared about a man?
She give a fuck about no man. Damn. If she can't use, abuse, and choose who she want to be with, she don't want to be with him. What's wrong with this girl, man? Hey, let's jump into another one. This shit, man. It's just a reflection of the times we live in now. So go ahead, I'm about to load up another video. Let y'all check this one out. Man. Okay.
Expert, so therefore we would like to know your
and the solution.
Here we go.
No. Well, honestly,
here we go again.
You want the dead honest truth? Solutions cost money.
Okay. How much money?
Well, go to my website and book a session like Bianca did. Because if you're good at something, you don't do it for free.
I do understand that.
You don't do individualized sessions. And see, here's the solution is shed light on this problem so women don't get into this situation. That's the solution for the general audience. So let's take it this way. You're 32?
Yes.
What's your longest relationship?
4.5 years.
How long ago was that?
This past February.
February 2020?
Yeah.
Why didn't you guys get married?
He wanted to, but he's simply will not mature. It lacks ambition, and we have too much
You have any children?
history.
You have any children?
Yeah, we have one son. He is he
one
just turned
child?
2.
Turned 2?
Mhm.
So you were having sex and reproduced the child with a man who's immature. And then you want to take that out onto the market and get someone to marry you.
Well, I don't have a problem with getting people that are interested in me long term.
No. Understand.
However,
Listen, no.
yeah, I would like
Listen.
to give her-
My content is I don't see the whole dealing with. We keep score over here by marriages, because yes, I know women don't have problems getting somebody to deal with them, date them, deal with them long term. It's marriage or not.
Okay.
And what it comes down to is you were with somebody for 4 years that you said was immature, but yet you chose to be sexually active with them and chose to bring a child into the world. Why would a man want to have you as a wife and deal with an immature baby daddy? And volunteer to be a stepfather for a child that's not an asset to him.
Somebody that meets me or my son would see value in me as a person.
Well, if that's the case, if somebody that meets you would see value, I'm asking you, so you should be able to tell me the value.
What's my value?
No. See, you ladies like yourself like to do this. Well, when somebody meets me, listen, ladies like yourself would like to frame it this way. When you meet me, you'll see my value. Well, you have to be able to communicate that value too, because everyone can't meet you. And at 32 years old,
I don't need to meet a star in the sky to see how hard it can shine. Meet you and see your value.
You should know the value you bring to a man, especially if you expect him to be a stepfather to your child and deal with a man who's a child's father who's not mature.
Absolutely.
Do you want to have more children?
I'm sorry?
Do you want to have more children?
I do. I want a big family.
Oh, how many kids do you want to have? How many kids do you want to have?
I mean, as many as I can afford.
Okay, as many as you can afford. What do you do for a living?
I'm a realtor.
Okay. About how many kids would you like to have, since you already have one?
I would like to have like 4 more.
4 more, so a family of 5.
Damn.
What state?
I'm in Atlanta.
Okay. So what would a man need to make to fund a family of 5 children, a wife and himself? So a family of 7. How much would a man need to make to provide for a middle class, upper middle class life?
I would think combined income maybe around 380.
Excuse me?
In order for us to travel and everything
380 in Atlanta?
The way I like to travel.
380, no, you're talking closer to 5.
You ain't in.
3 children is about 350.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
I'm talking closer to 5. And do you plan on, obviously, I guess you plan on working after you're pregnant?
Like 10% of guys.
I wouldn't mind working. I like working.
No. Let me ask the question. Do you want to have to work to pay significant bills after you're pregnant?
I don't necessarily want to have to, but
Okay.
I wouldn't mind.
So I need, no. I just want to know what you want. And the first thing that came out of your mouth is you don't want to have to work. And you want 5 kids. So even if you stair step these kids, if you start having children, that means you'd be out of work for at least 7-8 years. What do you care if your husband's black, white, Hispanic, or other? You care if he's black?
It doesn't matter.
Is your child's father black?
He is black. Most of my exes are actually Asian.
Well, but you made a black child, so that's likely going to be who the next father is going to be, because men tend to be pretty racial loyal and not wanting to have kids that don't look like them.
I understand that. And I would like for my son to have a black role model. I mean, his dad is out of sleep, but they...
So, ma'am, why would it... So this is the Rubik's Cube you've given me. A woman who wants a man who's making about the $500,000 a year, the money to be able to afford a wife and 5 children, one whom is not his own. That's what you would like. But yet, when you were younger, hotter, still in shape, and no children, you chose a guy who wouldn't even have a job.
Doesn't have a job. I didn't say that.
You said he wouldn't keep a job.
No, I didn't say that. That's the wrong person. I didn't say that.
What did you
I
say?
said he was a little. I said he was not maturing.
I'm sorry. You said he's immature. He was immature. I'm sorry. He was immature. Okay, he wasn't as ambitious, but you. Okay, I'm sorry. Scratch that. He wasn't ambitious, but you still made a baby with him voluntarily. See, what you ladies don't seem to understand is you want to ask for more from the next guy than you did for the guy who got you when you were younger and hadn't had any children. And it's unreasonable. And what percentage of men in this country earn $500,000 or more?
As far as I know, I think it's about 8%. Or I'm sorry, 500,000, 1%.
Right. And I need you to be brutally honest with yourself. Are you a 1% kind of woman?
No, I'm not in the top 1% at all. But I didn't ask for that. You kind of gave me those numbers. I didn't.
Well, no, I asked you what you wanted. You said you wouldn't want to have to work and you want a big family. So whether you want to have $500,000 guy, what we do know is a $50,000 a year guy, which is middle of the road, won't do for a family of 5. That's what we do know.
So my question is, I mean, we listening to your channel.
Go ahead.
Listening to your channel, you know, we are always told that single moms are pretty much dead and done, you know, and here we're talking about age, and now I'm at the older or the elder part of my age range. And so it's more so like, okay, what is it that you think we should be doing, not as a single mother, but just as an older woman to secure a marriage? Not
okay. I'll answer your question. I'll answer your question.
Okay.
And by the way, how tall are you?
I'm 5'2".
Dress size?
6.
Okay. What women should do is marry before they have a child. Because this is what happens. You are too old, too many miles to be demanding high prices. What women in your position should do is be fortunate to lower your expectations down to your level.
Facts.
A man that's on your level and your
but
income.
I didn't give you a level.
Excuse me?
I didn't give you a level. You kind of created the level. I never told you a level.
Well, I would.
We're going to stop that one there. You know, it's been awesome with tour. I can't wait and view this. You know, this one, a lot of people didn't want to jump in. This one's better for a group chat. I'm going to leave it up, you know, because I want to show my progress or whatever. One of them nights, it is what it is. But till the next time I see y'all, peace.